Welcome to the side door where there is always more than one way in. My name is Moby One. I'm going to be your host. We're going to be talking about inspirational change, key people in the industries that are helping people grow and move forward, and success stories that are absolutely impactful for you and your journey. So today I have an amazing guest. His name is Hayden Taylor. Hayden, please come in.
Hey man, how we doing?
How are we?
I'm good, mate. I'm good.
Yeah.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you too. Yeah, great. Thank you so much for coming in today. I really appreciate
Mate,
your
I'm
time.
buzzed. I'm excited to be here.
It's good though. You've already got yourself a coffee as well, which is super nice to see.
Of course.
Of course.
Not I live off coffee. I need it. I need it.
Don't we all? So today we're going to be talking about success stories. I'm going to run over to the board. I'm going to get
Okay.
a set up for the day. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's do this.
Born ready.
As you should be. I'm glad. Okay, cool. So, like I said, we're talking about success stories today.
Nice.
Love it.
No pressure with the spelling, my friend.
Nah, we're all good. I got this.
You got this.
Okay.
Very nice.
First thing I would like to ask you, Hayden, is what is one thing that you would tell your 16-year-old self?
Ooh, big question. Do you know what? I've thought a lot about that.
Mm-hmm.
I started my journey into entrepreneurship when I was 16. I chose quite a defined life path at that point. So, but having thought about it, I think the one thing I would tell myself is like enjoy the journey, and focus on the journey and like the life experiences that will bring you. I think in society we so often focus on the destination, like where we want to be.
Yeah.
And that hustle culture in your 20s and your 30s to like get somewhere. And sometimes we lose sight of the journey we're on and like being in the moment and relishing all the opportunities and challenges that come with it. So yeah, that for me, that's the one. Enjoy the journey, focus on the journey, not the end destination.
Okay. And would you say you had a chance to enjoy any of your journey so far at all, or no?
I think I am now. I
Mhm.
think when I was younger and we first started Unloc, I founded Unloc when I was 16. I was kind of bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, felt like I could take on the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, so focused on where I wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
I just had these visions of running like a really successful social enterprise, like absolutely smashing what I wanted to achieve. And I kind of lost sight of like enjoying all the steps in between.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I've learnt the hard way
Yeah.
that you have to take the time out to enjoy the journey, that you've got to take the moments to like reflect and realize how far you've come. So yeah, I think I'm enjoying the journey now.
Okay.
But certainly 16-year-old Hayden was just focused on that end destination and
Yeah.
nothing else really.
At what point did you realize I need to actually maybe take a bit of a rest and look at things and understand my journey a little bit more instead of just constantly putting the work in and grafting and grinding?
I think the point I realized was when, I was missing so much of like social occasions, like family events, and that I'd realized my life had been consumed by that mission, and it had become everything and everything to me. There was very little else in my life other than starting this business, trying to make it successful. So, I think there was a moment where I kind of realized that I'd missed out on so much and that I needed to reclaim my own sense of identity. The company had almost become my identity.
Yeah.
And that's a scary place to be. Well,
That's what it does though. It does become that, doesn't it?
It does. But I think you've got to make sure that you don't lose sight of who you are in that mix. So yeah, I think it was a powerful life lesson to remember to like enjoy the journey, take the time out to celebrate the small wins and not just focus on the things that haven't gone your way and that the bumps in the road towards your end destination, because all of those things are like helpful redirection. That's how I see it now, at least.
Okay. So you said you started the business when you were literally 16. So you were at school.
Yeah.
Was it before or after your GCSEs?
Oh, good question. It was after my GCSEs. Like the idea had started before my GCSEs, but I just did not have the headspace until I got those exams out of the way. It was just head down. But as soon as I got through school and I hit that insanely long summer, that is the best summer of your life, by the way. Like year 11, you leave school, it's like May, and you've got like a 3-month window of just doing nothing other than like for me going to the beach, being with friends, or at least that's how it should have been.
Yeah.
Instead, I was head down, like, let's get this thing off the ground.
Yeah. And did you have any doubts, or were you more, I have self-belief, I know I'm going to make it, I'm good?
I absolutely had doubts. I still have doubts now.
Yeah.
We've got to the point where we're an organization that reaches 20,000 young people. We've
Amazing.
got a multi-million-pound turnover. We've got an amazing team, but I still have doubts. I still hit conference stages to talk about what we do, and I'm still like, do I really know what I'm doing here?
Yeah,
like 10 years later, I don't think that feeling ever fully goes away. And I'd encourage people to like accept that that's part of the reality. Is that imposter syndrome is real, and that it's okay if you have a bit of that. It never fully goes away. Every time I do it, it gets a little bit easier, but it never fully dissipates.
I really agree with the imposter syndrome. I think it's a constant battle in your own mind, and you almost feel like everybody knows what's happening and they don't understand your journey fully, but they can see that you're struggling with things, but nobody actually sees what you're going through, do they?
No, they never do. And that's not helped by social media, right? That just shows you it just shows you the end result.
Exactly.
Right? It comes back to what we were saying earlier. It never shows you the journey. It never shows you the graft. It never shows you the grind that person had to get through to get to that success. And it just shows you the success, the end destination. So what I'm excited about this podcast series is our chance to kind of unravel that a little bit and show people what it's actually like. And be real with people and be honest with people about what it takes.
Yeah. So we are at Changemaker Studios in Portsmouth at Unloc. So we're at your business right now.
It's good to be here.
It is. It's amazing.
Like 20 yards that way.
Literally. So how does it feel to be able to have your own space where your business is running day to day? You've got staff that are really influential. They're amazing people. And you're actually impacting lives and making change.
It makes me proud, mate. It makes me really, really proud to have something that like builds legacy every day. That isn't just about satisfying somebody else's need. It's about empowering people. It's about helping others realize their potential and absolutely smash it, whatever that looks like to them. That was my dream as a 16-year-old. So to like be kind of sat here 10 years later and seeing that happen every single day in schools and colleges, in our community programs. Yeah, I am proud.
That's amazing.
Seriously proud.
That's really amazing. And what do your parents think and your family and friends?
Do you know what? I've never asked them.
Really?
I've never asked.
Wow.
I think they're proud. I'd like to think so. I'd like to think so. I'd like to think so. My parents are definitely proud of what I've done and what I am doing. But it's just not a question that comes up around, on a Sunday roast. It just
of course, that's fair.
Doesn't come up very often.
Okay, so obviously you spent a long time grinding, putting the effort in the business, and I guess recessing a bit from your social life.
Yeah.
So now, I mean, I'm assuming you probably still don't have anywhere near as much time, unfortunately. But what do you like to do to relax? What do you like to do to switch off and to unwind from it all?
Oh, wow. That is a great question. I love being around my friends. I've got an amazing group of friends that are just awesome. Really, like, it's really easy to switch off when I'm around them.
Amazing.
They're the same friends I had in like year 11 in that insanely long summer.
Oh, wow.
So it's a bit like in-betweeners. Like when we get back together, I just feel like we just click back into like, we're 15 again, we're back at school. So yeah, every time I'm with them, it's super low key, it's super easy to chill. I love cooking as well. I'm like a massive foodie. So
I've just got back into cooking recently myself. So
it's dangerous though.
It is. You don't realize how much time you actually use while you're cooking, because you start adding flavors and trying to do all of these things.
I know. Yeah. I'll start at like 7 o'clock for like a normal dinner time. And it's like 10:30 and I'm like, I'm still at this. I'm like, it's still not ready.
So is it me, or is it men are like more like intimate with their cooking, but we just take way longer to be able to get the output for some reason?
I don't know if it's all men, but it's definitely me. It's definitely me. I'm way too a perfectionist.
That's completely understandable. Do you also try and make your dishes look pretty, or is it more just about the taste and the experience when you're eating it?
It's definitely the taste. There is very little effort to making it look pretty. It tastes good, but
Yeah.
not a lot more than that.
Okay, good. So I have some questions for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little bit nervous.
Yeah, you should be. So obviously you work with young people day to day. You've spoken to thousands of young people.
I have.
Has there been anything specific that is stuck in your mind that a young person has said to you?
Wow. There's so many things that they've said to me over the years. I think that there was a moment actually quite recently when we were chatting to a bunch of young people about like why they love an Unloc program and like what difference it's made to them. And they said the biggest gift we can give them is the gift of self-belief.
Wow.
And I was like, that's so powerful.
It is.
I was like, how do you give someone self-belief? And so I asked that question. I was like, so what do you mean? Like, how do we give you self-belief? And they were like, when we come into an Unloc program, we feel valued, we feel listened to, we feel like we can take on the world. Like, how do we help young people to feel like they can take on the world? Like, absolutely smash it, whatever they want to achieve. So yeah, I think for me, that's the gift I want to give to the world. How do we help young people have self-belief so they know that they can go out there and be a change maker? They can set up their own business. They can smash it in whatever career they want to go into, even if they haven't got the networks and connections, the family around them that are there to back them. And so many of the young people we work with just don't have that network, that access. So yeah, if we can do that for more young people, then that's our job done. So I think that's probably the most powerful thing I've heard is the greatest gift we can give them is self-belief.
That's absolutely beautiful. Genuinely, I think that is probably the best answer that you probably could have given, to be honest with you, because giving somebody self-belief is giving them essentially like agency to just take off realistically. And that's amazing.
And there's so many young people who don't feel like they have agency, who don't have the role models around them that can show them that way, or don't necessarily have that kind of sense of inner confidence to be able to do that. So if we can help more people to do it, to give things a go, and to pursue the things that they really care about and they're passionate about, then yeah, I think that's a beautiful thing.
Amazing. That's honestly amazing. Okay, so I have some tough questions for you now.
So
you have, I would say, quite a big team, realistically, dotted around the country as well, because you run programs everywhere. Who this year would you say has been your favorite member of staff?
Oh wow! Okay, that is a horrible question.
It's not a horrible question because
That
you're
is a horrible
not saying the other members of staff aren't your favorites.
Those are all my favorite. They're all my favorite. No, oh man, that is horrible.
Oh my god!
I honestly, I have a great team. I'm very, very lucky. Do you know what? I'm gonna take an easy way out here and say that my co-founder Ben is like such a rock to me. Like I didn't start this thing on my own. Ben was there from the early stage, and so was Ryan actually in our team. Like having people around you from the outset that are like supporting you and championing you, and you know that you can like pick up the phone to them when like stuff isn't going right. You know, you can just be really honest and open with them. So yeah, I'd say they're top in the leaderboard in terms of giving me that kind of personal support when things aren't so easy.
Okay, amazing. And would you say there's ever been...
Actually, I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind. I've just remembered that Alice in the team is in charge of stocking the snack stations we have in the office. So this is like a whole cabinet of snacks. And she gets like hounded by members of the team for their like favorites for her to stock it up. And like Alice she's been putting some seriously good snacks.
Yes,
and retro stuff is going in there. Like we got the ice gems, we got the mini jammy Dodgers. So yeah.
That's very true.
Alice is smashing it.
Can I just say something, Alice, if you're watching this, the wagon wheels, I don't think they're getting the love that they should be. So let's maybe replace those with something like, but yeah, the wagon wheels don't seem to get the love that you'd think they might do for some reason.
No, they're always left behind. They're like the bounties of our station. Yeah, like they're just no one cares.
What have you got against bounties?
Oh, don't even get me started.
You don't like coconut
bounties? They're the worst.
Is that why you have whole milk in your coffee instead of oat milk or coconut milk?
I don't have a vendetta against coconuts. Well, maybe I do. But oat milk is not the one in a coffee. No way.
Really?
No, I can't get on board with that kind of hipster vibe of you know, like a chai latte with oat milk and, you know,
You've never
with
had a
extra
matcha oat
sprinkles
latte
and- No, I'm not
or the
about that.
pumpkin season?
I just want a good cappuccino, with decent coffee beans. I don't, not about that life.
Okay, fair enough. And are you quite specific? Where do you normally get your coffee from if you're out and about?
Oh, there's so many good places. I'm from Portsmouth, and actually our coffee scene is next level now. We have an amazing like roastery called Broadway, which I absolutely love. Yeah, I think I do not go to Costa or Starbucks though. That's
Okay.
that's a no from me.
As a no like Simon Cowell.
Yeah, I like the independent places though,
Mm.
and there's some seriously good coffee out there.
Okay. That's really good to hear.
I'm weirdly passionate about this.
That's good. That's good. Do you make coffee at home as well? Do you have your own little machine or anything?
I do, and so have my friends. Like we've become
Like coffee connoisseurs.
yeah, as we've got into our late 20s, we've just like had to find some other like hobbies, and like coffee has become one of those. So.
Can you do the you know where you can make the shapes and stuff with the milk?
I can definitely not.
Okay.
That would be a fun challenge on this podcast, though.
That would be a great challenge.
It would be really fun.
That would be really good. I've got a friend who's a coffee content creator and he does all of this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, mad stuff.
I need to make him my best friend.
I can ask him, but definitely, I think it would be really good. Okay, so the next thing I want to ask you is there ever a moment that you felt like giving up? And how did you bounce back from it? And did anybody help you along the way?
That's a great question. I think anyone who's made that decision to start their own business or do their own thing will have connected with that feeling of wanting to give up at moments in time. Like there's been so many of those. Like yeah, because it is a real roller coaster.
It's not linear at all, is it?
It's not at all. You know, and that's what I mean about like enjoying the journey, and it really is a journey, isn't it? Rarely do people go from A to B in one straight line. It's always topsy-turvy. I think the one moment was when we first like got our Unloc offer together, and we'd created this like amazing slide deck, and we were excited to show the world. And we organized to go and present it to a head teacher of a school in Gosport, which is like maybe 5 miles away from where I live. And I was so excited. I walked into this head teacher's office and I proudly pitched it. I was like wearing my dad's suit, which was like way too big. And it was like our first outing.
Yeah.
And I was like so proud of what we put together. And the next day I called the school to like get some feedback and get his sense of whether he was up for it. And the receptionist said, "Oh, I'm not sure if the head teacher's in right now." She was like, "Let me just put you on hold and I'll see if he's around." But she forgot to put me on hold. So you can see where this is going. You can see where this is going.
Wait, so what you're saying is you basically overheard the conversation.
Overheard the whole conversation.
Oh no.
And she put the phone down, and this head teacher was like, "Tell that little boy in a suit that we've not got time." And I will never forget that. Like, if I ever write a book, it's going to be called The Little Boy in a Suit. Because
that would be a great name for it. Yeah,
that is it.
That is the name, literally.
But at the time, I was not back like big time. I remember like I cried. I got back in the car and I like sobbed for like a solid hour because I was like, I was so proud to show this thing off, and like for somebody just to dismiss me based on my age and be like, you know what, he has nothing to offer us, was like soul destroying. But, but it's become my like superpower now. Like I own it. I am the like I'm not offended by being that little boy in a suit. I love the fact that I was willing to try something different and try and like bring something new into the world. So now every day is about proving him wrong. And showing what a little boy in a suit can do.
Okay, so if you could bring that head teacher in here right now, and you could say one thing to him, what would it be then? That's a question I have for you.
Wow. I would say give people a shot. Give people a shot. New ideas come from unexpected places. And I think if he'd embraced that, he would have been one of our trailblazers. He would have been at the start of an Unloc movement that's now worked with over 100,000 young people. You know, he could have been a trailblazer. So yeah, give people a shot. And remember that amazing ideas come from unexpected places.
That is a really good piece of advice, I think, for everybody genuinely out there, is if you think outside of the box and you allow people into your network and your circle to throw ideas at the wall and just see what sticks, you could end up with something amazing, which is how you've built your business. So
Yeah, exactly. It's based on the ideas of all the people around me.
mm,
It's not, I don't take ownership of Unloc. Like, this isn't some genius idea. It's just a bunch of people that really care about what we're doing, that are driven by the same mission. And absolutely everybody in my team can bring their ideas to the table. You know, we're sat in a podcast studio here. This was not my idea. This was somebody from the team who was like, I've got a great idea. We're going to get young people in front of the mic. We're going to give them that opportunity and enable them to show their voices in a different way.
yeah.
You know, so yeah, absolutely. I think embrace ideas from wherever they come from.
Amazing. Okay, so the next question I have for you is, what would you say is something most people get wrong about you?
Ooh, this is funny. You know, I think some people think I'm quite like hard nosed and businessy. But I'm actually quite sensitive. You know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think people know this about me. That I am. I'm someone driven by emotions.
Yeah.
I wear them like very, very close to me. You know, I'm driven by feelings and emotion, and that makes me the kind of leader that I am. We've had new people join the team recently, and I've done like part of the induction, and some of the feedback's been, "Oh, he's so scary. Like, who's this guy?" Like, but that's not who I am.
Yeah.
You know, I'm totally driven by the impact we're trying to drive, and I deeply care about what we're trying to achieve. And that comes from a place of emotion rather than a businessy mind that wants to make loads of money. This is not about that.
And where do you think like your passion and your work ethic came from? Do you think it was your friends around you, your family, your upbringing? What do you think's done it for you to get to you this point?
That's a great question. I think there's probably two sources of that kind of attitude, that kind of mantra. One is my parents. Like, growing up, they were the kind of parents that would say, "We're going to help you, but you need to make it on your own." They taught me independent skills, like really taught me independent skills. You know, they weren't the kind of parents that just gave me everything I needed. They said, "Look, if you want to get that first car, or you want to, you know, get that first job, you need to do it yourself. We'll support you. We'll cheerlead, but you need to find your own way."
Yeah.
So I think that's probably one thing, and that's maybe like fiercely independent.
Yeah.
As a person.
And did you have any siblings growing up, or are you the only child, or?
I did. I've got a sister and a brother.
Okay. Are
They're
you
both older than me?
Oh, okay. So you're the youngest.
I'm the little brother.
You're the
I'm the
little boy in the
tag along.
suit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And how has it been being the youngest child?
Do you know what? I think, and this is controversial, but I think being the youngest child is the worst.
What?
Yeah, I think so.
How have you worked that one out?
Because I think people get bored of doing the. By the time I'd come along, they'd already been to Disneyland. They'd already done they'd been to the park and, you know, learned how to do the bicycle 3 times over. You know, like, I think they'd like ticked those things off the list already. So I don't know. Some people say they're their favorite child, but
my younger sister would say the same. Is like, she basically thinks she gets forgotten about because my parents have done everything already with the rest of the children. But I think it depends on the dynamic of the household, because I know a lot of younger children that are quite entitled or bratty, or do you know what I mean? They've just had an easier life than everybody else because everything has already been done for the first couple. So like, now the parents have already had the rodeo, they know kind of what's going on. But I also get it from your point where you're saying that parents are kind of almost maybe fed up of having to do it again.
yeah.
So
I think it depends on your parents. Yeah, I've seen that golden child vibe. I don't think I'm the golden child. I'm not the golden child. If my parents are watching, I'm not.
Nah, neither am I don't think. To be honest with you, I would say it's my eldest sister, but my younger sister is also extremely independent. So I think I can
We
see
get
the
on well.
similarities.
We get on well.
100%. I think so too. And yeah, you were going to get onto your second point.
Oh God, the second point. I think the second point is setting up your own business forces you to do that. You know, you have to be the accountant, the receptionist, you have to be the person that picks up the phone calls, that sends the invoices, when you're first starting out, you know, you learn that you have to be self-sufficient and that you have to adapt to whatever is thrown your way.
Yeah.
So I think that journey in itself, like, taught me so much. That first 2 years of setting up a business, I think it's taught me more about who I am, what I'm capable of, and just general life skills than I think any formal academic program has ever taught me.
Yeah, that's amazing. And the accountability is quite scary, isn't it?
It is. Well, you're accountable to yourself, right?
Yeah, literally.
And I think in life, yourself is your biggest accountability metric. Like, we're always hardest on ourselves.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that sense of personal accountability is massive.
Yeah, it must be. Honestly, I think it's something that we all battle with every day, to be honest with you, accountability. And I think it's just knowing that if you don't do the work, nothing is going to happen. Do you know what I mean? But then also, if you do the work, nothing could happen. Do you know what I mean? So it's like just believing that.
It's scary. A lot of people find that very scary. One of the things we've done at Unloc, which I'm hoping is going to make it less scary for young people, is we're giving out micro grants. So
Amazing.
like 500 quid. So you can test a business idea, you can test a campaign, a project you want to run in the community. Like, we help you manage that risk. So particularly young people from disadvantaged communities who don't have that kind of fallback, that they can't afford to take that risk. If we can just give them a little bit of resource to just give it a go,
Yeah.
they'll learn so much about themselves. They'll learn so much about what they're capable of and what they can achieve. So yeah, I'm excited about how we can drop those barriers to entry and get more young people to make that leap and take that jump.
That's amazing. That's actually so amazing. So out of those grants, because I'm assuming you've already been given them out,
We have.
what would you say has been the most interesting
Okay.
business prospect, and then also the most successful one?
Well, there's so many, and they're so diverse. Like a real range. I remember one of the first people we supported was somebody who was super passionate about creating vegan ice cream, and
Wow.
but they couldn't afford the freezer they needed. So our help was just giving them that freezer that made the idea possible.
Is it like a specific type of freezer that throws the ice cream in a certain way, or?
Do you know what? My ice cream freezer knowledge isn't protein, but I'm assuming so.
Yeah.
And we've had amazing people like Kamani, who set up his own craft company, which
Amazing.
ships these amazing, like, creative boxes to kids all around the world.
Wow.
And he supports kids with SEN needs to be able to take part in craft. You know, he recognized during COVID that kids were just stuck at home on their phones, and that actually, if he could inject some, like, energy and life into those living rooms, that could be a hugely powerful thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, he created KJ's Craft Time.
Amazing.
And he ships these boxes all over the world now.
That's incredible.
I think that's awesome.
How old was he when he set that up?
I think he's like 17. You
Oh,
know, we see so many young people that are with just incredible ideas starting super young. And yeah, they get our support, they get our backing. We've got another incredible young change maker who's creating products, reusable products that are kinder to the planet from seaweed.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's epic. We have somebody we supported through our entrepreneurship challenge who is creating games that are fun but also educational.
Okay.
He's helping people who suffer with cystic fibrosis, which is a disease that requires you to do lots of breathing exercises to keep the disease at bay. He's created a game where you basically breathe into the device to do your breathing exercise, but it controls the characters in the game.
Oh, wow.
So it's made a massive difference to the quality of life for those young people. So we're seeing, like, so many amazing ideas, and I want to see loads more of that, more money into the hands of young people with amazing ideas, because I just think that will unlock so much potential in them, but also for our country and our economy.
And is there any ideas that you saw that you thought had incredible potential but just didn't quite get off the ground, or maybe even took a lot longer to get off the ground than you thought they would, based on the idea and maybe the target market? And
I think everybody experiences a slightly longer runway to get things off the ground than they think. You know, they just kind of assume you can whack up a website and like everything
just
everything sorts itself out. That's not the reality. So I can't think of one particular case study because I actually think that's a widespread thing. Like,
It just kind of happens
yeah.
for everybody.
Embrace the marathon. This is not a quick fix thing. If you want to start your own business and do your own thing, it's going to take time. And,
Yes, of course.
and it will grow as you learn, as you pivot, and as you develop the idea.
And when you started your business, did you have, I'm assuming you had a 2-year, 5-year plan, some projections and some targets. How much would you say they've changed over the years?
Well, we didn't really have much of a plan.
Oh,
If
okay.
I'm honest, like we had a mission and like we agreed what that mission was and what we wanted to do, but it wasn't a hard and fast plan. And I think people assume you need to like have a business plan to do something.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, it's good to think through your ideas, but you don't need a 50-page document that sits in a drawer that nobody looks at.
Yeah.
You know, the days of bank loans to start your own business are just way behind us now.
That's very true.
We created like a 1-page document that centered everything we wanted to achieve. It's a bit more advanced now, I have to say.
Yeah.
But when we started, it was 1 page that just captured our idea, who we were going to serve, the value we were going to bring. That was it, really.
Okay. Amazing. Amazing. That's really good. All right. We're going to go into a new segment now where we're going to do some this or that quick fire.
Okay.
Okay. So hopefully,
Do my best.
you have to be very, very quick with these.
Okay.
As soon as you give me the answer, I'm going to ask you why.
Okay, fine.
You ready? Degree or apprenticeship?
Apprenticeship.
Why?
Because I did one, and I think it's a great way to get into a sector and get a degree without debt. But it's not for everybody.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. Risk or stability?
Risk.
Why?
I think life's fun when you take adventures. And, you know, I've spent my whole life taking risks.
Okay, good. That's very good. Hustle or balance?
Balance, because you can't hustle without balance.
That's a deeper one.
That's a
That's a deeper one.
That's a thinker.
That is a thinker. Yeah, don't sleep on that one. That's so true. You can't hustle without
I'm not going to
balance.
be able to get to sleep tonight. Like that.
Okay, cool. Would you prefer leading or following?
Leading.
Yeah, and why would you prefer to lead over following?
I love bringing people together around like a shared goal. I get like real energy from that. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Would you prefer 100K followers or 100 loyal customers?
I would go 100 loyal customers.
Yeah, good. I think that's the right answer. I think for a lot of people, it might be the opposite because they think maybe they could probably pull from the 100K followers, but I think it's easier to serve the people that support you already.
Exactly. And turn those 100 people into the 100K followers afterwards.
That's very true. You can do that.
Plan.
Yeah, that's the plan. All right. Okay. I'm going to ask you a couple more questions that are a bit more insightful into your journey and the young people that you work with, essentially.
Okay. I'm ready.
So what would you say is the biggest challenge that people in Gen Z are facing at the moment?
Wow. I think there's a lot of young people who are struggling to navigate what it means to be a young person entering like adulthood these days. I think it feels quite overwhelming. You know, we hear so much about AI transforming jobs. We hear so much about the sheer number of opportunities that are out there to young people. But I think a lot of young people struggle to understand how to navigate that.
Yeah.
And at the same time, if you're a young person that's grown up who's 13 or 14 or even 15, your formative years, you know, you grew up through COVID, you experienced isolationism when you were supposed to be, you know, building social bonds, making friends. And I also think there's a lot of young people out there that can, you know, on top of having gone through that COVID kind of generation, are struggling with a world and a country that feels deeply divided. The fact that there's war on our continent, you know, I think there's a lot of things that weigh on young people's minds. Like the world they've been brought into now feels more complex and perhaps slightly less rosy than it might have done. So I think that's for me, that's the number one thing, how to navigate that transition to adulthood. And what jobs that might be good for them, or the opportunities that would be good for them. So I think if we can help young people to make that transition less overwhelming, to give them the role models, the access to the insight they need to be able to make informed decisions about what they want to do with their life, whatever that career pathway is. It's not about saying one route is better than the other. And I think, coming back to our point around enjoying the journey, I think we do way too much about, like, you've got to smash it in your career, as soon as you leave university, and, you've got to take this step and that step. I think if we can help young people navigate their journeys better into that adulthood stage of life, then yeah, that would be the thing.
Okay, amazing. And there's a lot of young people at the moment that are quite lost. They're not really sure what they want to do with their lives or the direction they want to go in, or that maybe they know the industry, but they don't know what industry they want to, or they don't know what jobs they want to do in those industries specifically. Is there any advice you have for them in terms of trying to pick what they want to do moving forward, or is there any industries you think they should look out for that are going to go in a good direction for them to have longevity in their careers?
I think we should center around the things that the people are passionate about, that are kind of close to their heart. The easy answer would be to say, go be a prompt engineer, go learn how to use AI. I think that's a great skill set, but young people are not a homogenous group. Every individual young person has their own passions, things that they care about, things they're good at. So I just encourage people to try things. Discover what you love, what you're good at, and shoot your shot. Like, if you want to be a lawyer, send that LinkedIn message to a lawyer on LinkedIn and ask for some advice about how they got into their sector. Ask for that work experience placement. You don't get if you don't ask. And people want to give back. They want to give their time. They want to help you discover what you're passionate about. So yeah, I think I'd land on that.
Okay. Very, very cool. All right. So social media has been a massive, massive, massive uproar in the last, I would say, 8 to 10 years in terms of the direction it's gone, and how content has essentially changed the world and almost become like a currency with attention.
Yeah, it is.
How would you say that you, with your business, have utilized content to help get your message out there and help young people?
Not enough is the answer, which is why I think we're doing stuff like today, like giving people a different way to connect to what we're all about. I think social media has also driven huge disconnection across society. It's not social media that's the problem, it's connection that's the problem, human connection. And as humans, we thrive on human connection.
We do.
That sense of belonging, that sense of being part of something bigger, and that, you have people around you that you can genuinely connect with on a human level. So yeah, I don't think social media is the problem. I think the problem is that we've let social media create a society and an ecosystem where human connection happens less, and that we're accepting of that fact. Whereas Unloc programs are all about building that human connection. Pushing you outside your comfort zone, getting you to do that public speaking, getting you to pitch that idea, getting you to do things you're not comfortable with other human beings that are also in the same space as you. And when we're at our most vulnerable, when we're in that stretch zone, that's when human connection really flourishes.
That's amazing. So what would you say is the best way to utilize social media to still create those human connections, whether they're in person or online?
Follow the people that you resonate with, the things you're interested in, but don't let it become your life. It's so easy to lose hours and hours of our days just stuck in a loop of reels. And like, don't get me wrong, I've done it. I've watched videos of baby cats for like way too long.
A baby cat.
And stupid stuff. But don't let it own you. Just make sure you create that kind of own sense of accountability to step away from the screen, stop thinking about the thing you want to do, and just get on and do it.
Yeah, that makes good sense. Thank you for that. Okay, cool. All right. We're going to go into a finish the sentence round. Okay. So I'm going to say something like, all oranges are, and then you'll have to end.
All oranges are.
Yeah, that was obviously a random one.
Okay.
That was a random one, yeah. But okay, cool. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. One skill every young leader must master is.
Wow. All young leaders must master being able to win the hearts and minds of those they intend to influence.
That's amazing. That's really, really good.
Goes beyond just a great idea. Like, how do you get people to emotionally connect with what you're trying to achieve?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think that's really, really good and really insightful, because if you can do that, then you can build like-minded people around you.
Exactly.
And then you just continue to grow and do the right things in the direction you want to go in.
Exactly. The most successful movements are the ones where you've been able to tap into people's hearts, minds, emotions.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. The next one is.
I'm very nervous, you know.
Yeah, I've got some hilarious ones on here, to be honest with you.
The oranges are questions that really have thrown me off.
The time you must wake up in the morning to be successful is.
Dependent on your individual circumstances. That's I'm sorry, but I'm a big advocate of starting school at 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of research that indicates that young people's brains don't actually activate, particularly during puberty, until kind of 10:30. So, you know, I'm not one of those people who says you need to get up at 7, you need to hustle, you need to have like done your oat latte and your 10K run before you even start the day. I'm not one of those people. I think it depends on who you are, what you want to do, and actually, I think in this country we've got start times wrong, and we've got the way that we work all wrong as well. I love the fact that we work more flexibly post-COVID. That's a game changer for so many people.
I think so too. Genuinely, I think we needed it before, if anything. I think we're looking at bringing in the 4-day week just before the COVID happened, to be fair. And so we were kind of already going in that direction, but I think COVID forced us to really hammer down on it, which I think is good. So,
100%.
Okay. Exercise is important because
it's good for your mental health.
That's
that I think people do it just to be fit or to lose weight. But actually the biggest benefit of exercise is to your mind. It's the way it makes you feel afterwards. It's the way it's the energy it injects into your day. For me, if I've had a really rubbish day, like if it's been tough, and I've got home and I'm like, wow, that was rough. Going for a run is how I clear my head.
Okay. How far would you say you run on average?
5K is my thing.
5K is your thing.
I'm not doing much beyond the 5K. But yeah, a cheeky 5K.
What's the fastest you've done a 5K in?
28 minutes.
That's good.
I did die, basically. If I'm honest, like, I might as well have been dragged around that.
Oh my gosh.
It was hard work. It was hard work. I was with some friends that are way more athletic than me, you know. You know, the ones who've got like every brand of running shoe.
Yep.
Yeah, and
their Strava looks crazy. It's like
their Strava puts me to shame.
Oh mate, I've got some mates like that, and I'm just like, how have you ran it that fast? It's like one of my friends ran Richmond Park, 10K in Richmond Park in like 42 minutes, and I was like, bro, that's
insane.
And he's like 5'4", so I'm thinking, bro, that makes no sense. Where are your legs?
Is it true that if you're shorter, you technically run slower? You must surely, right? Because your legs are smaller.
Technically, yes. Technically, just because of stride distance. But for some reason, I feel like shorter people, in most cases, not the shorter you are, but anybody that's like in between, let's say like, I think 5'4" and 5'9", statistically are the most athletic people in the world, or like the most successful athletic people in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is...
So if you look at all of the athletes, obviously there's some anomalies. You've got like the Michael Phelpses and the Usain Bolts who are tall, but if you look at everybody else, they're all under 6 foot and above 5'3".
That makes sense, because Jess in our team, Jess cannot reach the top cupboard in the storage room, but Jess can run a 5K like quicker than anybody else.
Wow.
So maybe you're right. Maybe that's the theory.
That's what I've seen. That's what I've seen. But if you look it up, I'm sure I'm right as well. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if it's...
I love the theory.
It is definitely a statistical theory based on the stats that I've seen personally in my life.
As somebody who's only 5'9", this is like giving me hope.
Look at all of the footballers.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? The majority of footballers, the most athletic footballers are midfielders. We all know this because they're running up and down.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
the best midfielders, CAMs, if you look at them, Messi, how tall is he?
Do you know what? I don't know off the top of my head, but not that tall.
But he's not that tall.
Not
Yeah,
that
do you get what I'm saying? All the guys in the midfield, they're all nippy guys that can turn and spin, and they're not like hugely and massively tall. So,
Mate, this is giving me so much hope.
It's-
My football career starts now.
it's true. Even with, if you look at basketball, yeah, obviously majority of them are tall.
Yeah, yeah.
But all of the people that run the game, the point guards, they're obviously the centre man. The majority of them are the shortest on the team.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not. You learn something new every day.
Yeah, well,
For
try to give you the insight. We try to give you
all the
insight.
short bros out there. You know,
Sure,
this is-
if
this
you're
is your
short
call.
or shorter than the average tall person, get into sports ASAP because that's where you're missing out. I'm telling you
You
now.
heard it here first. You
Yeah,
heard it here
get
first.
into sports ASAP. Okay, cool. So, what would you say is the worst advice that you ignored?
The worst advice
Mm-hmm.
that I've ignored.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody told me that I should smarten up for all my meetings. I'm like,
Smarten up.
as in like put a suit on.
Oh,
tie,
okay.
and I'm not. It's just not who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think the world's like moved on. You know, if we've got like Mark Zuckerberg who can smash it with a multi-billion-pound company that's controlling most of our communication channels, who like rocks up in a black t-shirt, like I think those traditions, those expectations are starting to loosen a little bit. Don't get me wrong, if you're a lawyer or you're my GP, then like you can wear a shirt. That's cool. I get that. But I don't think everybody all the time needs to be in a suit in order to smash it in a meeting or to do what you want to do.
Okay. Next one's quite deep based on that now. But do you think that at any point maybe might have been fueled or loaded by the situation that happened with the teacher when you wore your dad's suit?
Ooh, I've never thought about that, you know. But I now reject it because it didn't fit very well. I think,
I wish I saw you in that suit.
mate, it was not a good fit. It was not a good fit. Yeah, maybe. I think I've also just learned to be myself.
Yeah.
Like the thing I bring into this sector, into working with young people, is not like a corporate vibe. It's about helping young people smash it, whatever they want to achieve.
Yeah.
I can do that in a t-shirt.
That's true. You can do that in a t-shirt. I think that's the amazing thing about it. It's, if anything, it's a bit more personable to the young people. Do you know what I mean? If they don't just, they don't want to always wear suits. Do you know what I mean? It's not there every day.
Yeah.
So they want to be able to relate to somebody who's also in similar sort of shoes to them. And I think your story is so relatable to young people because you were a young person when you started your business.
Yeah.
You technically still are a young person as well.
Oh, just about hanging on. I'm hanging on in there.
Yeah.
Still trying to get those discounts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. What
All the student discounts. I am still a student, I promise.
Yeah. Aren't we all to be? Yeah, little open university. Saves us every now and then, to be fair. Okay, and what would you say is the best piece of advice that you've received from someone?
Focus on progress.
Mm-hmm. And did you take it?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I was like squirreling away, feeling like I was working hard, but I wasn't focusing on the things that were going to help me achieve progress towards the goals that I had and the things that I wanted to achieve. And I realized that I was doing lots of like low value activities. So I felt like I was working really hard and I was working insane hours and I'm pedaling super fast, but it wasn't necessarily driving progress. So I now ask myself, like critically, when I'm spending time on something or investing a lot of time into something, is this helping me achieve the progress I need? And if it's not, then maybe I don't need to do it, someone else can do it, or we don't need to do it all together.
And how hard was it to ask yourself those questions and actually face that fact?
It is hard, particularly when you're procrastinating from the hard tasks that are going to be the things that enable you to make progress. But when I've made that conscious choice, I've asked myself that question and I've pivoted and focused on the things in life that I know are going to help me to make progress. You know, I feel like I'm getting closer to my goal.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been a game changer. It's a very small piece of advice, very, very simple. But I often think the best advice is the simple stuff that you can remember and you can use to challenge yourself daily.
Okay, and how how would you say that you've I guess re-engineered your mind since you started taking on that information so that you can actually, okay, cool, I've actually got to get up, I've got to get on with this task, I've got to do it. Because I think a lot of people out there struggle with procrastination when it comes to either starting their business or starting anything in general.
Yeah.
They really don't know how to start or where to get started or what to look for and the right steps to make. And a lot of it at the beginning, as you probably know, is a very trial and error.
Yeah.
So how do you identify this is for me, this isn't for me, and then I need to go and get on with this and actually do it?
I ask people, to be honest. I think you haven't got to work out the answers yourself. That's where I think a lot of particularly young entrepreneurs go wrong. They think they've got to have all the answers themselves. They've got to know it all from the get. That's not the case. I have some amazing mentors and people around me that if I'm just not sure where to start on something, I take the time just to chat with them about it. Like, I'm not, ask that question. I'm not sure how to make this happen. What do you think I should do? That helps me to work out what those first steps should be. And I also do the most difficult tasks that I need to do in a day first.
That's good. That's very good.
Get them out of the way, get that dopamine hit, and then focus on send the emails in the afternoon, but focus on the things that are really going to move the needle, that are going to help you to make progress first thing in the morning.
That's a great piece of advice, I think, in general for everybody. If you put the hardest stuff first, the day always gets easier.
It does.
Instead of it getting harder and you try to, I think a lot of people naturally think, I'll go for the easiest first, get it out of the way, it's nice and quick, and there's an up climb. And a lot of advice out there basically says, if it takes you 5 to 10 minutes, just do it first, get it out of the way. But like, those are the continuous, monotonous tasks that will also always get in the way of the hard stuff that you need to do.
And they're rarely the things that help you make actual progress. It's the things that are difficult, the things that are hard in your life, in your business, that you have to tackle, that will make the biggest difference to your progress.
That's very true. Damn, man. You're giving
You asked me to give you some advice.
No, you have. I've just I've squashed this so hard that the ink is actually complete. It's just like
that's the end of our interview, because Moby has currently rubbed out all the questions.
Nah. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna ask you, for me, if you could pitch me a business idea in 30 seconds with zero budget. I'm gonna give you about 10 seconds to think of it while I get my timer up.
Okay, I can pick anything.
Anything.
Okay.
Anything. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. 3.
It's not a brilliant idea, but I'm good. Just something
3,
really fun.
2, 1, go.
I want to pitch something that I've seen all around the world, but we have very little of in the UK, which is Subway for pasta.
Right.
Okay. I'm serious about pasta. I love Italian food, and I love the idea of being able to just walk in to pick the pasta type you want, pick the sauce you want, pick the toppings you want. I think that could be a game changer for people's lunches,
Okay. So, I mean, you've done it in about 25. So essentially what you're saying is kind of like a Vapiano.
Yeah, but for quick lunches.
Oh.
Vapiano requires commitment. You've got to go there and sit down. It's like an hour-long experience.
It is true. It's true. Yeah, I don't think that does exist. Like a small pasta, you pick it, they make it, they boil it.
They used to do it in some secondary schools, I think it was like pasta to go.
They did. It was a pasta thingy, and it was pasta king. It was a little, you get a little paper pot, and what happened to Pasta King?
Yeah, okay, so basically, ladies and gentlemen, Pasta King.
Pasta King is your idea.
Yeah, I've just,
you can bring it back.
Just repitched it back to you.
See if the trademark is still available, if the people are still going, or
I am buying pastaking.com after this interview.
Straight to 123domain.com.
Here we go.
We love that. Okay, cool. Next question I have for you is, what is one...
Oh, God.
Oh, man. What's one opinion about education that could get you cancelled?
Oh, that could get me cancelled?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about what could get me cancelled. I think we spend too much time on stuff that isn't that important.
Can you digress, please?
Look, I know that people need to have the foundational maths, English, some things. I get why it's there, but we're missing out so much important stuff to help people thrive in the world today. Like, we're missing out helping young people learn what it takes to get a mortgage, what it means to have a credit card. We're missing out on giving people the skills to be comfortable when life feels uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for me, that like we need to revolutionize education.
Do you think that the educational system believes that it's up to parents or youth clubs or leaders to basically pass that information over and not the schools?
I think they do, and I kind of understand why. You know, teachers have a really hard gig. Like, they work insane hours. People don't realize this.
Yeah, they do.
They work insane hours. They do loads of marking. They do loads of prep. That the expectations on them because of Ofsted and all the other accountability around them is massive.
Yes.
So, you know, I get that it's not the responsibility of teachers to teach those fundamental things. But as a society, we've not invested in new services. And there are young people out there without the family environment, without the role models, without the knowledge they need to be able to flourish in life. And we've got to ask ourselves, how as a society do we help every young person to have that knowledge to be able to smash it in whatever they choose to do in their life?
Okay.
And at the moment, we're not doing that. So my controversial opinion that could get me cancelled is let's rip up the education playbook and let's start again. Let's ask ourselves what's actually important.
Okay, so let's say, for example, we got rid of, I don't know, a bunch of stuff in the curriculum, and we created a new subject called like LF, like life functionality or something. Like, I don't know, and they somehow integrated it into maybe like citizenship or something like that.
Yeah.
What would you get rid of to put that in there?
Oh, that's a really tough question. I don't think it's a simple trade-off. I don't think you can just say, look, let's just ditch algebra.
So you can't get rid of history?
Do you know what I love?
Because it's happened before and it's never going to happen again.
that is a bit, that is brilliant. But no, I loved history. Like, I think
So did I. I think history is easier, to be fair.
The problem is that we've tried this before. We've tried to say, look, let's just add more to the curriculum. That's not the solution. The solution is looking at it as a whole and thinking about how we integrate all of the key stuff that young people need today into that curriculum. It's not about trading one thing off against the other. Look, yes, we'll have to make compromises. Yes, there are things we'll have to spend less time on. But if it's always an add-on, if it's always like an extra class that students have to take part in that's got a weird name like, what did you call it? Life
functionality.
Like, nobody is buzzed for life functionality classes.
No, of course. There's probably...
It's like, how do we bring it into the curriculum? You know, how do we make maths real, you know, for people?
Okay, that's true, yeah.
Like, let's learn trigonometry on a building site or near a building site or with a building company, talking about how they actually use it. You know, let's think about, you know, how we help people learn about numbers and the maths curriculum by going into a bank and chatting to them about credit cards, mortgages, interest rates. You know, I don't think we have to necessarily compromise the fundamental things that help people learn how to learn, like our English, science, maths kind of curriculum. I think we just got to think about it cleverly and how we can bring the two things together. And
okay.
It's not an either or. It's too easy for me to stand here and give you a soundbite about, like, let's just cut, you know,
this
cut trigonometry.
Yeah.
I think we just rip it up and start again and think about how we deliver something that's fit for purpose for the world that we now actually live in.
Okay, that's fair. So there are definitely some subjects that you would say are like either obsolete or they definitely need updating.
They definitely, yeah.
Because
100%.
I think, for example, stuff like I studied design technology and I did resistant materials, and a lot of it was woodwork.
Yeah.
But like the way the world is going, most of that's probably going to be done by machinery now. So would it be something where now it's, I don't know, robotics, and we're now learning to use the machines to make stuff, or stuff like coding? Like I did, I studied digital applications, which was a mixture of kind of digital marketing and some form of coding. Would it now be like learning how to use AI to prompt those things instead? Like what would the classes entail?
Yeah, like I think, again, I don't think that it's one over the other. I think you can integrate these things together, and like things like resistant materials there'll always be a need for a chippy. There'll always be a need for somebody who can you know, deliver something custom to a client in residential property. You know, that's a skill set that is never going to disappear. And there are people who are better using their hands, doing applied things, and we so often put those people down in society as less valuable or less intellectual when actually they just have a different type of skill set. So yeah, I would say like, how do we integrate that into the learning process?
Yeah.
You know, like how do you use AI to design the blueprint for the thing you're going to make in resistant materials, or to give you the inspiration for the script that you're going to create a piece of drama about in drama. You know, it's there are ways that we can bring these things together. It's not a trade-off between traditional education and the world today. We've got to box clever and see how we can bring traditional curriculum and what young people actually need to know and the skills they actually need together.
Okay, that's fair. And I remember you were saying that teachers, they have it quite difficult. I think most of us know that teachers have it quite difficult.
I have to say that because
same with the youth leaders.
I have to. My partner's a primary school teacher, so if I don't show empathy and she sees this video, I'm in trouble.
No, that's more than fair. Okay, fair enough. So what would you say needs to change for teachers, youth leaders, youth workers to help them and enable them to do a better job or a more refined job to help young people?
Okay, two things. One, we need more teachers and more time, or give teachers more time out of teaching to actually prepare inspirational lessons that are, you know, that have got more thought and time put into them, because we don't give our teachers enough time to plan the experiences they want to deliver for students. You know, if you're an average teacher, you might be getting one morning or one afternoon a week to produce like 35 hours of content. So no wonder they're using the same kind of content over and over again.
Yeah.
They haven't got the time.
It's true. Teachers are the original content creators.
They are.
The original content
They
creators. They really are.
They are frugal, man. They are frugal, and they have to be. But if you look at places like Norway or Sweden, the amount of time that teachers are actually in the classroom versus preparing inspirational lessons, making connections with employers to bring that content to life, it's a whole different ratio. So I think we've got to, create more time for teachers if we want them to be able to create more inspirational experiences that are linked to the labor market. Two, we need teachers to have opportunities to go back into industry. You know, we need teachers that are able to, you know, if they're teaching art and design, to be out in a design company and seeing what's actually being used in industry today.
Yeah.
We need to build that connection much closer. So I'm a big fan of teacher work experience.
Yeah.
Where teachers go back into industries to see what it's like to reintegrate into the subject that they're teaching, so they can see what the real world really looks like today.
That's cool.
So those are my two things.
That's really, really good. Okay, where do you see Unloc in 2030?
Unloc in 2030 will be supporting thousands of young people with Changemaker grants. So investing in young people's amazing ideas. We'll be even more youth-led. Our youth board will be like driving our direction forward. We will no doubt be delivering different types of programs. You know, we're going to be, much like we said about the education system, we're going to keep changing things as we learn things about the world around us.
That's very true, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's at the heart of it. We're going to reach more people, hopefully. We're going to invest in more young people's amazing ideas and help them to make them a reality. And we're going to be constantly innovating so that what we do is relevant and real for people.
Amazing. And finally, what's one message you have out there for youth leaders, young people that are trying to get into something, business owners that are just starting something and trying to get themselves off of their feet? What's one piece of advice you'd give them?
I'm going to go back to my first piece of advice, which is enjoy the journey. You know, don't lose sight of the fun you can have on the way to the destination.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Hayden, for coming on the side. We really, really appreciate you and your time and all of the amazing work that you're doing for young people right now in the world. So yeah, kudos to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're excited to see more of your journey and more of what Unloc do.
Likewise, I'm excited to be part of this thing, and yeah, I've really enjoyed the conversation. I've developed some controversial opinions in the space of 60 minutes, but yeah, it's been really good fun. Thank you for having me.
No worries. Thank you. I appreciate you. Take care.